Hi there, welcome to Into the Light. I'm your host, Edina Mauvana. Today we have Amir and Orit Cooper. Amir and Orit are the co-founders of HealAura Academy, a global center of enlightenment and life transformations. Their passion is to empower people to be independent, have the ability to receive answers on their own without the need for any external influences like mind-altering psychedelics or drugs, and guide them on how to help themselves and others by tapping into their own inner wisdom. They have created an in-depth course called Keys for Life, which has been teaching hundreds of people from across the world how to connect with their inner energy, identifying all kinds of ingrained or hidden traps that take our energy away from us constantly, and that we can connect to our higher vision for our life. I love this work that you do. I'm so excited to have you, Amir and Orit. Thank you so much for being here. How are you doing tonight?
Very good.
Thank you. Very
Thank you
good.
for having us.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm excited to be here because it sounds like we're going to get to hear all about at least the aura, which is a very central part of your work. And I know myself, I started learning about different aspects of our energy body a couple years ago, and as we were just talking about before our show here, I come from a Muslim background, and for me, I remember learning about like the auras, how we have maybe different color energies around our body. So, can you tell us, for our listeners who maybe don't know too much about this spiritual work, what is an aura? Why did you, decide to spend your lives studying it, and how exactly does it help us in our spiritual life?
You want to start?
I will just say quickly, and then we can expand that the whole thing started when Amir went through a car accident.
Right.
And after this, he started to receive information from Archangel Orel,
Okay.
which is enlightened being that decided to come to planet Earth through Amir and deliver information about the aura, about our soul plan, what did we come to do on the planet, and also to teach us what is constantly taking our energy. For example, sabotaging actions that we do, mistakes that we do unnecessarily. So all of these are becoming together to have, like we are having like a tapestry of 3 pillars. Our aura, which is a powerful engine that is protecting us, is our compass. We can learn to channel the aura and receive messages on daily life issues, also long-term, short-term. And we have another pillar of why did we come to the planet, which means that before our birth, we are designing a life plan. Not necessarily the details that will say we will get married with John Smith, but it describes which people we want to be, which energy we want to have, what will be our behavior, who we want to become, and for example, how many children, if we will create a family, what will be our occupation, what will be the relationships in the family, in the extended family, in the core family. So it's around 15 paragraphs that each of us are saying that this is what we want to be and this is what we are going to do. So together with Archangel Orel, Amir goes to a hidden library where all of these agreements are encoded energetically. Of course, we didn't have a pen and a paper, but everything is in a library, in a very hidden library. It's not the Akashic records.
Oh, not the, I was gonna, is it? Because I've heard of the Akashic records. So this is different than the Akashic records?
Yes, it's they have personal files for each of us. Okay. And not everyone can go just to the library and see what his neighbor is doing. According to the name, you need to have some purity and elevated energy to be permitted to go to this and take it out. So Amir has the ability with Orel. Orel is the name of the enlightened being.
Archangel, right?
Archangel.
So that's, yes, okay.
He's going to the library and he's pulling the information like we pull from the internet. He's pulling from there and he can tell you every word, what did you say, according to the subject that you deal with in the session. And so this is one pillar where we can discover through Amir At the beginning through Amir, we can do it later maybe by ourselves. And this is one of our goals, that everyone will be able to know why they came to the planet. So in a transition time, Amir is helping, and he's giving you exactly what you said before you incarnated. So this is very exciting, because then you start to have a direction and you have your own compass, and you know why you wake up in the morning, and you start to be more tuned into this.
So it's involving this is involving the past life regression type of work. Are you talking about doing that during these sessions where you're
Also,
diving into, that's also on top of this?
Yes,
this
usually
aura work?
Yes, so usually past life regression is what I do with people to fix traumas and all the negativity in our life.
Okay.
And it works like magic. It's nice. And Amir will deal with why did you come and how to do it. And
okay.
we will also teach in courses how to nourish our energy field and what to do with this, so it will help us to fulfill our life purpose, our life missions, let's say.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So if to summarize it, we have our aura, which is a powerful energy field. And there is a myth that if you have red here, you are such and such, and if you have blue, you are such and such. But through Amir, we learned that aura is changing all the time. And aura wants to give us a lot of information, because she's scanning the surrounding and seeing what we are supposed to do at any given moment.
Okay.
And we have the learning and the teachings that are talking about all the traps that we are caught into, with limiting beliefs, with sentences that are putting us down, with lack of beliefs that we can do something, lack of appreciation to ourselves. So we learn how to bypass and cancel it or eliminate it, so we will be much more powerful.
Amazing. Yeah, I love it. So tell me a little bit more about, so you described the aura as our energy field around us. And I know that I've heard things like it can have different colors, yellow and it's white, and different people have different color auras. And from what I understand, you're saying is that this is encoded in this energy, like some amount of intuitive guidance to tell us what we should and shouldn't be doing, right? So yeah, can you tell me a little bit about how the aura is like connected to source energy, or to Allah or God, or whatever people attribute as? Obviously you're talking about coming from an archangel and reading this aura energy and then helping to tell us what to do. So tell me a little bit about how that's actually connected to source.
I will try to do it.
Oh yeah.
It's not so easy. I need to pump my IQ before I can do something like this. I will say something like this, that most people knows or think that the aura is just color there, color there, color there. And this is what they know about the aura. Maybe some of them knows about something like Kirlian photography or different things like this. But I'm working with the aura for around 25 years. And I identify 22 layers of the aura.
Wow.
And these layers, you could see they're moving all the time. They're changing all the time. And there is a connections that you could identify, and you could listen to the conversations between the different layers. There is layers that are, their job, for example, is to enhance and support organs that are in stress. I'll give you an example. If you eat something very heavy, if you eat something that is too acidic or stuff like this, it could bring an issue to your tummy or your stomach or stuff like this. So you are organizing and talking how to bring more energy, how to bring more oxygen, or how to take some of the toxic out through the liver and stuff like this. This is one thing. There's other things that the auras are doing, for example, connected to if you're running. So running like in a race, or not in a race, just, for a sport. So they will connect the information about the different joints in your body, where there's an issue, and they will move and will change energy and will change different things to support you, and in many, many other directions. So, but the thing is that in most cases, the auras of people is very much suppressed and can support them only in a very limited way. Because people usually, like, people do Pilates, they do different exercise to be in shape.
I do Pilates, yeah.
But you almost will never hear about someone doing auric exercises, stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. Physical, but this is, so how do you do auric exercises?
So there is things, part of the work is first to prevent negative things in our life and to do things in our life to raise the aura, the energy of the aura. For example,
that's like vibrational energy.
Yes, like for example, one of the things that maybe it sounds not so comfortable, but it's possible to do it, is the Wi-Fi and radiation. The aura really doesn't like these things. Yeah. And if you're learning to plan your life in a way that not everything would be through Wi-Fi, not everything through big routers or stuff like this, this is a place that helps the aura to support you, because then there's less stress on her. This is one example. Another example is that if you will listen to what's going on between your ears, at least many people, they hear a lot of negative sentences that are going into their mind, a lot of self-criticism, criticism about other people, or sarcasm, or bitterness, or stuff like this. And we did many experiments, and you could see that about 90% of the sentences that are coming into people's head are very negative.
Yeah, like our negative thoughts. So that's what you were saying, the things that, hidden traps that kind of take our energy constantly, is that learning where we're having these negative thought patterns and things like that.
Yes. So there is a mosquito here around me. It makes me crazy. So likes my blood.
Oh no.
Yeah. And anyway, so you see, I don't know if you see it in the picture. Sorry about that. So when you're working with the aura, miracles really start to happen. Like, and it's interesting because when you're working with the aura, things that are happening are not directly to what you do with the aura. I will give an example. Someone could work on, for example, being in connection with nature. Let's say, for example, hugging trees.
Right.
Someone is working through the aura, working with his hands, for example, with clay or stuff like this. And then the thing that they pay attention after a while, that their personal relationship with their life partner becomes much better.
Oh, yeah.
So the aura is working in a kind of circles. It's touched there, it's touching there, it's touching there. And then suddenly we see that all our life are changing and moving in a much more harmony.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because that's why we do like meditation techniques, or obviously connecting with nature, or spending time, or doing these type of things to our mind. And I think you're describing it like you bring more balance and self-care, things like that, right? So that's the reason why a lot of people start trying to do meditations, or that kind of thing. So are meditations and things like that a way of like healing and purifying the aura also?
Well, there is with working with the aura, we don't use usually meditation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because 1 minute, when you're doing meditation, example of meditation, transcendentality, where you say a mantra for many times,
right?
Then it's maybe you get some peace of mind. I'm not joking, but it's putting the aura in a tough situation, because it's all the time the same thing, and the aura feels like in a cage. So this kind of meditation is not working well with the aura. Guided imagery may be better, but not this thing that you were saying. But when you work and when you learn, for example, when you come to the course, Keys for Life, starting to get a lot of techniques that raise your energy, that you start to think differently, some suddenly you could understand very clearly the sentences that are coming to your head, and you're starting to sort them out. Hey, wait a minute. This is a very negative. I'm putting it aside. This sentence is much better energy. I'm keeping it. So when you start to do this, it's raising the energy of the aura, and then you can get much more messages from the aura. You're learning it in the course. Now, people are getting messages from the aura. Usually it's women when they use their intuition. For example, a woman could, that is having a baby, she would feel that the baby doesn't feel comfortable or even have a fever without touching the baby. He could be even in another room.
Just
but
intuitive, yeah.
So the intuition is led by the aura. So when we're working and teaching people in the courses that we do, then their intuition become way higher. And they can feel so many things. For example, who could be a good partner for them? Who could be a business partner for them? Or where a way that they need to choose, is it dangerous or not? They can feel things like this. Their aura helps them enhancing this thing by thousands and thousands degrees, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense to me, because a lot of my guests on the show will talk about different ways and in which tapping into your intuitive abilities is the way that we connect to God, and like that's our guiding system. Our emotional GPS is wrapped up with intuitive abilities and our intuition. So it sounds like what you're saying to me is, if you hone in and you have a healthier relationship with your intuitive abilities and your aura, and reading that enables you to make better decisions in like your partnerships, your relationships, and your family and interpersonal connections. Is that right?
Yes. Now, most people, their intuition is coming once in a blue moon, or they cannot really control it. They don't know when it's accurate and stuff like this.
Yeah, like is it my ego talking or my intuition? Which voice am I hearing here?
So this is exactly one of the main thing in our courses. So you can really start to trust. It started to be a way of life that you learn how to use the aura. The aura have a language, and each person have his own language of his own aura. So you learn to do these things, and you learn to understand what is the message, because the message is not coming to you typed in the email, message from your aura. No, it's not working like this. There is, for example, people that after they finish the course and they train with us, they start to see sentences in their imagination. There is people that see pictures.
Oh, wow.
There is people that see small movies. So it's very individual, and you need to train yourself.
What are some of the techniques? Because you mentioned that you teach techniques in so it's the Keys for Life program. You're teaching us the keys. What are we learning here? What are the keys to these techniques to know if we're reading our aura, or like, is it daily things? Because I know a lot of times spiritually we want to pick up like daily practices, affirmations. What do you guys really train on the daily techniques?
You want to answer this, or
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, one bonus that people are getting in a course is they're getting from Amir an exercise that angels are working to design for the person. It's very personalized.
Custom. Okay.
An exercise that he will do, or she, every day to balance the aura. So it's usually movement around the body. Sometimes it's drawing, sometimes it's imagining colors. It depends on the person and the structure of their aura. So every day you just balance your aura. So this is one thing. And the exercise is good for 10 years.
10 years, wow. Every day. So you just commit to doing something small.
If you stay alive.
Well, hopefully, isn't it supposed to keep you alive in some ways? Your protection? Does it provide protective services from negative energies?
Usually your life when you are in the aura, but I know you want to continue.
I can continue later.
I feel that life of people that have been with us became so much more interesting, so much more adventure, so much more reach. Because one of the things when you're starting to work with the aura, you're starting to have guts, you're starting to have ability to try things that you haven't tried before from different things. Like, you think in your head, I will not succeed in this, no money in this,
I can't do it. I'm not good enough. It's not going to happen.
I can give you one or two examples just to have an idea.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying it, because one day I was talking with a person that was very stressed from the fact that he have a pre-birth agreement. He said, well, what if what I've done until now in my life is completely bullshit or something that is not in place? So I said to him, when you're working with the aura and you're working with Orel in a session, Orel always find the way that you can, for example, stay in your profession, maybe part-time, but you will do things that are connected to what you said you're going to do. And people that are doing it are so much happy. For example, there was a person that he was an engineer and really didn't succeeded, suffered very much in all the places he had been working. And this person came to us and got consulting from Orel, and Orel said, look, in your purpose agreement, saying that you need to be a teacher. Now, it sounds...
Career change.
Yes, career, yeah. Now, it sounds simple, but for someone to think, wait a minute, being an engineer, it's a certain status.
Yeah.
And to move to a teacher, I don't know if I want to do it.
It depends on I guess it depends on what you're teaching, right? We're all teachers. As long as you teach engineering, who knows?
Could be. And on top of this, there was a lot of pressure from his family to really use the status that he got as an engineer of this person. But at the end, he did it, this person, and he became so much more happy with what he has done. Instead of being with machines all the time and really seldom talking to someone, he started to be in contact with students and to work with them together and to encourage them and to explain them.
Yeah, like fulfillment work. So I think a lot of us, we're talking about the greatest global consciousness awakening that's ever happening and people becoming more spiritually aligned, or at least seeking the work that will fulfill our hearts. And certainly I went through that. I'm sure you have too. It sounds like, it's really helping to guide people who are going through maybe different life crisis moments. And, sounds like they come to you and you have a good way to work with them and provide direct guidance from clear energy source. So, I really love that. And I know earlier you mentioned, Amir, that the aura is made of all these different layers and you can kind of tell where there's maybe corruption or problems in our physical field or even in our joints or our bodies and things like that. Are you able to then maybe, meet with a client and kind of figure out where they have physical ailments or mental, like how do you diagnose a problem and then provide a path to healing?
I connect to the aura and then I start to hear what the layers are talking between themselves. And then I share with the person what the layers are saying. And the aura is a very smart being, not panty smart or something like smart ass or something, sorry for the expression, but she really knows what she's talking about. She have idea about your pre-birth agreement. And she's saying like the layers are talking to each other and talking to me as a channeler. And the aura says, look, this is what's written in your agreement, or at least this is the spirit. You don't do this, or you do this, but you need to do it more. You need to change this. Or sometimes the aura will say, look, there's a lot of pressure on this organ. You need to do something to release theirs. Sometimes it's a toxic food. Sometimes it's a toxic work. Sometimes it's a toxic relationship. It's different things. So really, like I cannot talk with 92 layers at the same time. Also, not everyone have so many layers that are active, but still it's really enough to help almost everyone that is coming, to give them a better idea what they need to do to feel better, to keep better connections with their kids, to have more energy, to sleep better, to have
Wow.
less pains. For example, many times people come and they have different pains. They can take medications or they can take things, but maybe it will help some in some way, but it's not the root cause.
Yeah, the root cause. It's an emotion. There's always an emotional trauma related or some sort of root cause, right?
Or that you don't do something that is connected to your purpose agreement.
Your soul purpose agreement. Yeah.
So the organ is trying to sign you, hey, listen, something is wrong here. Better you will pay attention.
Wow.
Now,
yeah, I like it because, you know, what I'm hearing is your soul purpose agreement, and the aura is a reflection of what you need to do, and holding your soul accountable, right? It's like we're being held accountable to fulfill elements of our soul purpose. And if we're not, these are part of the warning signs that are you know, afflicting our bodies or on a mental and what I'm hearing that's sounding really powerful to me is that working on the aura is part of holding ourselves accountable for our soul purpose here, and that we're gonna learn what that is when we do this work, which is amazing. Is that right?
Yes, I would say one sentence to maybe explain it more. Before you work with the aura, imagine that you're in a maze and you need to find your way. So before you work with the aura, you have to look a lot, to search a lot. If you work with the aura, it's like you're on a drone or an airplane looking at the maze and seeing exactly where to go. So this is the difference, and this is where magic starts. Instead of us wasting all our life, time, money, energy on looking for the right thing to do at any given moment, if we work with this powerful engine of guidance and being a compass for us,
mapping.
Yes, if we work with this, suddenly we gain a lot of clarity, a lot of wisdom, and we do the right things at any given moment, or almost at any given moment, and then we become more powerful. Then after we develop our personal life, we suddenly start to do to make a difference in the society, in our community, in the planet. Suddenly we are looking at things from a bird eye. We see more things that we didn't see before. And also, as he said, we have guts to put boundaries. We have the guts to and the clarity to understand what's going on. Are we being abused? Are we victims? Or are we wanting to be someone else that we didn't think we are able? So suddenly, because the energy rises, we are becoming more powerful, and things that looked impossible before become possible. So this is where we say, in a way, the magic starts, and life are changing for the long term. It's not that you do a workshop and one day you feel better and then you sink to the mud because of these things that are closing on you. When you work with this every day and you start to be aware, you really become a different person.
It's like the law of attraction. We talked a little bit about that before our show, but you know, for me, that really changed my life. It sounds like what you're doing is you're helping people see kind of the map to get to their best and highest self version or life or whatever that might be, you know, by improving all of our energy and our relationships and things like that. So yeah, like you said, I think in the intro, we kind of find where the hidden traps are and learn to navigate these you know, difficult decisions. And yeah, and that we can do it straight with our intuition. I also read in the intro that you guys are, you know, helping people do this without using, you know, psychedelics or any, you know, anything assisted mind altering stuff. So tell me a little bit more about that. Like this, how do people make a commitment to doing this work? Do we have to stay away from different substances or things like that when they're doing this work with you?
Yes, you because the drugs are suppressing the aura.
Mm.
Too much alcohol is also put it down. When you are
Lowers.
without all of this, she's starting to blossom and she's starting to work for you. There are many things that you need to do, but it's not that it's the end of the world. And when you work with this, you suddenly feel that you don't need alcohol. Many people started with the aura, suddenly got rid of addictions.
Wow.
And we didn't have to do anything special. They just felt that they don't need it anymore in their life. It doesn't serve them. They understood also that it destroyed their liver. But I can tell a person until tomorrow, too much alcohol will destroy your liver. It will not speak to them. They are not able to get rid of addiction. But when you work with the aura, the energy starts to rise, and then you feel that you don't like it. This is where the magic starts. You don't need it, and you don't need to do anything special. You just don't feel that you need it. You feel that you can manage without it.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah,
so
I
this
love
is
that.
one of the things that happen, and that you asked about techniques. So it's all energy-based exercises that the angels designed for us. So if we have guided imagery, it will be with the right colors at the right time that we need to imagine, or the right movements, or the places we need to massage our body. So everything is coordinated with what the aura can do and what she wants. And part of her, she declared that she wants us to work with certain things, for example, colors, massage, close contact between people, expressing our emotions. So she is telling us what she wants. And if we do it and we nourish it, we start to feel her helping us.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. So it sounds very customized, like you said, for the individual or the client you work with. So yeah, tell me a little bit more about who you work with, because and how long this takes to get results, because I know you said you do one-on-one sessions, you start to talk about past lives, you figure out why we have all our soul contracts and what we're doing here, our soul purpose. So this sounds like it could take, like, I don't know, a year or two of work. How do you usually work with clients, and where do they come to you, and then how do they transform?
Okay, so there are a few ways. Sometimes people don't want to commit, so they will come to sessions with Amir, and Amir will give them the guidance they need. But the best way is to do the course that we call
Keys for Life. Yeah.
Yes, when you learn to rise up your energy, to elevate your energy, and then when Orit will tell you, look, you came to create a healing center, or you need to work with children from age 5 to 12. So if you're in the course and you learn the techniques, then it sounds okay, like you can do it. If you don't learn the techniques, it sounds like I'm here, this is here, and I'm not able to do it. So it's easier when you do the course and you start to learn why you came to the planet, you learn the techniques, and then you're able to fulfill, because Orel is saying that if each person on this planet will just do what they came to do, the whole planet will change. He's saying that the transformation is working with your aura and working with your soul plan, let's say, or soul purpose. We call it soul guidelines.
Soul guidelines, okay.
So
do you do it with a group, or is it only individual? Because I know sometimes people, we get in a group cohort, or learn things from the other things that other people in the group are going through. They're also group that you work with as well?
Yes, so the course is in a group, and in parallel you can take personal sessions with Amir. You can take aura reading, which will tell you exactly why you suffer in your body and what is the cause. You can take personal sessions with Orel, the angel, the archangel, and you can learn more about why you came to the planet, how to do it. You learn how to not fix, but develop and enrich your relationships. You learn where do you lose energy. You learn it also in the course. So it's one thing is supporting the other. So there are options of personal sessions, options of the course, which is a longer course with 27 sessions. And
It's amazing.
this is how you get results. So after 10 sessions, you can start to make your breakthroughs in your life. Some
Yeah,
people do it.
Yeah, especially like with, I know you focus a lot on personal relationships, right? So do you see a lot of people who are struggling in their love life or relationships, marriages breaking down and things like that?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a place that we also helped a lot of people to save their marriage or to save their relationship. When people are starting to be really mad at each other or angry or frustrated,
Resentful. Yeah.
things really can go bad. They can be bitter. They can even curse each other and stuff like this. So this work, I would say, it's almost never happened that a couple that came to us to help was not staying together with the guidance that we gave them.
Wow.
And yes, it's rebuilding the relationship in a much more balanced way, and they learn, for example, to listen to the sentences that are coming to their head, like I said before, to sort it out, to feel much better with each other, but also a lot of exercises how to nourish the relationship. Like I'll try to give you an example. I need to think. I have a small brain.
I can say
so
one sentence that, for example, couple. Sorry. Okay.
Just a minute. Until I'm collecting my 10 cells. So when you're having a bad relationship, and people are starting to cheat on each other, and today it's maybe easier to cheat than before. You just go on one of these apps, whatever, or on the internet or whatever, and you have 10,000 options, men and women. Okay?
Right.
So the thing is how, for example, not to create the cracks that will let other people go in and separate between the couple. So for an example, I'm saying it from time to time in this way to people. In a way, you need to live. I don't know if it's a good expression, but this is the expression I'm using. It's like living with a split personality. What do I mean? If you go, for example, if you're a husband or a wife and you go to work, you don't just leave the house and detach from the house, not thinking on anything or stuff like this. You need to keep some place in your head with the partner that stayed at home. You need to think on them. You need to call them if it's possible, maybe in the break or something. Connected. Yeah, and you need to listen very much to what they need and try to fulfill what they need. It's not like, okay, I'm going to work, coming back at 5, we can start conversation again. No, the conversation needs to continue during the day, either with a phone call, either with a message, or in your head, but you have to do something to keep the connection. This brings a lot of security to the relationship. It brings less options for another person to go in between you and your partner. It's very easy that it will happen if you don't have kind of this split personality or divided attention or something, or whatever you will call it. Because think about it, many people, if they leave their home and they go to work. So there are 8 hours, 10 hours with other people in kind of intimacy. And this breaks many, many marriages.
Right.
So this is just one example of part of training. And we train to do that. Then your partner doesn't feel actually that you left home. He feels that you're still with them, that you're with them.
Stay connected.
Yes. So this is, for an example, one example.
Right.
Another thing is, for example, how to deal with, let's say, when you have an issue between you. And I will give... And
the partner.
Yes, I will give an example that will sound funny, but it's not funny. Some people couples have many issues. For example, one wants to take a shower once a week. Another one takes a shower twice a week. Now, this sounds like, oh, what's the issue here? It's only a shower. What's the big deal? But people, for example, sometimes stand in the ground and say, look, it's enough for me once a week. What do you want from me? And they're starting to be, okay, I'm not important enough for you. The relationship are not important enough. If I was really important for you, you would take a shower twice a day, for example. So it sounds ridiculous, but this is in life. This is what's happening. Or another example that some couples, one of them wants to make love once a month, once every 2 weeks. The other one wants to do it every day.
Right.
And I'm not talking to you in the air. I'm talking, both examples I brought are real cases.
Mm-hmm.
So how you bridge that? How do you teach them to live together? How do you teach them, for example, maybe to put their ego in a way aside,
Right.
so they can find the way to be with each other?
Right.
And this is very tricky because I will give you an example. It's okay if I will talk for another.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'll give you an example. I'm trying to stay married, so I'm trying.
Yeah, you gotta make the wife happy.
Yeah.
You sound like you know what to do, so I think you're in good shape.
I'm trying. And we're 37 years together.
Oh my goodness, amazing. Well, you did a good job there. So you're a model example.
Thank you. So when people are having an argument, nowadays, I will give you an example. When people are, maybe I would try to explain it. So when people, for example, are on a computer, so they watch surfing the internet, they see, and with my hand, I'm doing the movement of a mouth, so you like a website, okay, you read it. You don't like it, click, you go to another. You don't like it, click, you go to another. And this is
yeah, it's instant gratification. Yeah.
yeah. So many people nowadays behave the same thing in their relationship. They don't work on their relationship. I have a conflict with my partner, click. I'm going on the internet looking for another partner. It sounds like a joke what I'm saying, but it's not a joke. This is what's happening. And they don't pay attention that they have no patience. They don't sometimes even think that they need to work on the relationship. They don't think, for example, how long it takes to find a good partner, how much energy it is. And it's really work on your relationship before you jump to something else.
Well, it's like you said, and especially if your soul is calling you to do this work, or it's in your soul contract to heal, and then that makes you then have these things within your relationship. So things are going to start getting triggered, things are going to start getting addressed. All of the stuff that people have been repressing underneath the carpet starts to come up and bubble up. So, I definitely feel like what you guys were talking.
We don't hear you.
Oh, something happen to my sound?
Okay, now we hear you.
Oh, sorry. We can edit that. Yeah. But I was just saying that it sounds, connected to our, healing through our traumas and our interpersonal relationships. A lot of this work is done by confronting these issues in our day-to-day lives. So I definitely love that you guys talk so much about healing through your interpersonal relationships, and that the aura is gonna kind of give us direction on how to do that. So that's just amazing, because I think we all need a little bit more of that to basically heal ourselves in this process, right?
I want to say another thing, that with couples, Amir will give them an energy exercise that will connect between them. Because think of it, if there is a conflict, you can say to the person until tomorrow, no, you need to do like this, and you need to respect your partner, or you need to come towards your partner and to understand. Yes, all of this is good. But the advantage in our teachings or academy or whatever you call it, is that the couple will get an energy exercise that will start to connect their energies. And then this is what will do the work. instead of talking until tomorrow what you need to do,
Okay, so
when you
less
start-
talking, more energy.
yes, when you start to connect the energies, then things are starting to be solved faster. There is more understanding. The auras are synchronized. They exchange information. As we said, auras are intelligent creatures, so they exchange information and the relationship starts to improve. And this is a big advantage.
And you said that people can meet with you for maybe like 5 or 10 sessions. Is that pretty normal for how often you see your clients? Maybe they start seeing results after, I don't know, a month or two. Is that what you would say?
They can also see after one session. It all depends on the person. There are
Amazing.
people that, since sessions with Orel are very insightful and we don't talk about the weather, but everything is very deep. You can go home and if you listen to the session, which is recorded, and you start to do things, you can start see results very fast, but it depends on the person. But yes, after several sessions, a month, 2, 3 months, you can start to see results. In the course, you can see results as well. So there are a few ways where you can have all personal sessions, or the course, or combination. I had once a person, not only once, but just I remember it very well. The woman said that she did a past life session with me, and she came home. She had 20 years a problem with her husband. She never told me what was the problem. And she said that when she stepped in the door, the problem disappeared. So when energies are involved, or past life therapy, or aura readings, or aura healing, things start to dissolve, and you don't need to talk too much.
I like that. People go through talk therapy, and sometimes that's just not the right thing. Sometimes more of this energy work is required. So that makes sense to me. And especially when we're talking about healing through traumas, sometimes, people want to do things other than talk about it. So, I love the sound of this. It's like you told me more about the aura. You told us all about how it connects to source energy. Where can people find you who are maybe interested in hearing more about working with you directly, or they want to know more? This is, something that they want to follow and learn more about. And I know, Amir, you have channeled sessions and things like that. So where's the best place that people can find you guys?
We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, TikTok. We have a website that is called HealAuraAcademy.com.
HealAura Academy is a great website.
Or Orit and Amir Cooper. You just click and you write Orit and Amir Cooper. So
amazing. Yeah, and I'm going to have all of those links, on under the show notes for our listeners to click on and, be able to find you guys. And this is amazing. The HealAura Academy is definitely filled with information and, learning about past life regression, why it's important, why should we be understanding our soul contracts. Any other final thoughts or, words of wisdom that you guys would like to share with our listeners that you'd like to have us take away from this conversation today?
I want to share something. First, maybe that you're right, there is some wisdom with what we say. I will put it on the wall,
Yeah, there's always so much
I'm
wisdom.
a man, and there's still some wisdom there. It's
Yes.
I don't know if it's politically correct to say it, but I can say it on myself. Yeah. I want to share maybe 2 things. One is that you said a few minutes ago, you talked about that there's a lot of talking, but something beyond.
Right.
So people, there's psychologists, there's different things, and people have a lot of problems when they talk. Their ego could come very up, very high, and it's a very big issue to many things, relationship in between couples, in work, in different places. I would say that it's like a dancing. When you start to dance with someone, there's no words. You understand
energy.
You understand yourself beyond the words. You feel the body of the other person. You feel their energy, like you said. You're going around, and you can have a connection between them way beyond the words that maybe you can talk. Maybe later you can develop the talk. But with the aura, it's more like this. it's working with the energies, and this support everything. This is one thing, and it's amazing. And the other thing I want to share, that we have also different things, not only the course that we talked about. There's also people can come just for aura analyzing, that I give a gist of what is the issue. They can come, and it's helping many people. And it's also options for few people to come to a meeting. It's on Zoom or stuff like this. And each one is getting 10, 12 minutes. And even this 10, 12 minutes helps a lot in many cases. And it's also helping to people to decide if they're interested more in this work or not, but it's helping them anyway. So
yeah,
I wanted it to be.
That's a great option, because I think people want to be introduced, see something 10, 15 minutes, or have a kind of a consultation opportunity to see what the work looks like. So that's awesome, because I feel like we all need to explore different modalities, different options, and then people are going to kind of do what resonates with them and catches their attention the most. So I love the work that you guys are doing, because I certainly didn't, like I said, I only knew a little bit about the aura, and I had no idea that it had all of these transformational powers, and that this is really important work that we need to understand in order to get in our soul alignment. So thank you so much. That was amazing.
We're going to publish books about it, and
Yeah.
we are going also to publish a book where Amir channeled the spirit of Leonardo da Vinci, that is also giving some wisdom to people. But you asked if we have a message maybe for people. I would say that to people, don't lose hope, because when life comes to you, if you work with your aura, your personal aura, and you know why you came to the planet, nothing can break you. Maybe you can lose your mood a bit, maybe you will sink a little bit, but not like before. You will sink, but immediately go up. There are ways to make your life better life and to be more powerful.
Amazing. Yeah, because that's what tapping into our intuitive abilities is all about, right? All these different ways and strengths that it gives us, and connection to God or source energy. And that's what's empowering all of us with resilience and, overcoming these challenges in life, right? That's why we're here. I love that. Yes.
Yes. And I want to say, Edina, that you are a beam of light. You are
thank you.
And you are amazing.
Oh, amazing. You guys, you're amazing for the work you do. I'm just here to help promote and understand what it is that we can do on this life journey. But yeah, thank you so much. I love talking about, human consciousness, what we're here to do, our soul journey, these soul contracts. This is amazing. So I love that you guys have, answers to so many questions that people are talking about right now. And it's really timely and really good discussion. So thank you so much. I loved having you on the show. This was great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your energy. Really, thank you very much.
Amazing. No, I'm enjoying myself. This is my favorite thing to learn about. So yeah, Amir and Orit Cooper, thank you so much for being here. I hope to have you again. There are so many more questions we wanted to ask, but we are running short of time, and this has been an amazing episode. We covered so much information. So thank you so much for being here. And until next time, I'm your host, Edina Mauvana. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye.